Hire Trump. Hire Trump. Here. Here. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. That's a poll that I need. That's a poll that I want. That's what I need. That's how you bridge a gap between the American people. Polls just like that will save America. Listen, if it's too late, don't feel like you need to stay up. Alright, don't feel like you need to stay up. I'm barely functional. I'm barely alive right now. Man, this guy's so stupid.
A little stage prop. All of you guys too. Thanks, guys. Have a seat. So, that was something.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just living the meme.
I am become meme, bro. I am become meme. I am become meme, bro. I become meme. So the ISS, the International Space Station commander, called out Elon Musk for being a dumbass and lying. Elon Musk got mad about it. He said he's the R word. And then Elon Musk called to deorbit the International Space Station because he's a little baby boy. He also wanted to remove community notes today. Elon Musk does, because someone fact-checked him and made him look stupid as well. So yeah, Elon Musk is having a day. The mother of his children are asking for him to not be an absent father. He's having a great time, dude. And he's all drugged up.
It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know?
You're like, I think you're bigger.
I mean, DOGE started out as a meme. Think about it. And now it's real. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
But it's cool.
Let me ask you this. A year ago, if someone had told you you'd be at CPAC and working with the president to absolutely shred the government, the swamp, whatever you want to call it, would you ever believe that?
No.
No? Me neither.
But it's cool. This is awesome. And I just want to say, you know, thanks for your support. I mean, you guys are, you know. So, I mean, we're trying to get good things done, but also, like, you know.
Someone said being drugged up helps you understand nuance better.
Have a good time doing
RFK stand right there.
You know, and have like a sense of humor, you know. So, like, I mean, the sort of the left wanted to make comedy illegal, you know. Yeah. Like, you can't make fun of anything. So then it was like, comedy sucks. It's like, nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything. It's like, legalize comedy. Yeah.
Hello, my fellow kids. Hey, my fellow kids, I'm at the skate park. We can't even make jokes anymore, right, kids? I can't even say the N-word on live anymore, bro. The liberals ruined our slurs.
Legalized comedy.
And we've shifted the entire culture in just the last few months. The whole culture of this country has shifted dramatically just because of that election.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, freedom of speech, having fun again. It seems like we should have a good time, you know.
I mean, it's a great time. Everybody in this place is so excited, and when you talk to conservatives, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And everybody feels this great sense of relief because we were going to hell for about 4 years. It really felt bad, especially toward the end. It felt really bad.
Yeah, I thought we were sort of heading for a point of no return, really.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it was so essential that President Trump win the election, and that there be a Republican majority in the House and Senate, which, thanks to you, that has been accomplished.
Yeah. I want to ask you one of the biggest questions.
Yeah, he's insane, bro. He's insane. It's a constant power trip. He's on a bunch of drugs. Shit's gonna crash and burn. It just depends on when and how bad. It's gonna crash and burn, though. It's gonna crash and burn.
I have for you is, and you've been, politically, you weren't really on one side or the other for a long time. You're a businessman. A lot of people, they stay away from it. Now you're on a side, and you've chosen a side. You're sitting here in a MAGA hat. What's it? How did that happen? What was the moment?
It's like dark Gothic MAGA.
That's a good one. What was there a specific moment? Was there a moment that it all changed?
Yeah, when I realized I was a fool. But no, I was, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'd say I was politically neutral for quite a while. Leaning a little Democrat.
How do you go from that to this?
Yeah, no.
How does that happen?
Well,
did they go crazy?
Yeah, they did go crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy.
No, I mean, that whole cancel culture and it's trying to stop freedom of speech and.
It's that simple, bro.
So give the president a chance.
Governor Romney, I'm glad that you recognize that al-Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia. Not al-Qaeda, you said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back, because the Cold War has been over for 20 years. But Governor, when it comes to our foreign policy, you seem to want to import the foreign policies of the 1980s, just like the social policies of the 1950s and the economic policies of the 1920s. Every time you've offered an opinion.
Donald Trump saw this and took it personally. He's like, Obama, you don't think Russia's dangerous? Guess what, dude? I'm teaming up with Russia. Trump said, I'm going to make sure Russia's dangerous. Trump said, I'm going to sell out the U.S. to make sure Russia's dangerous. Just to prove Obama wrong. Trump is just art of the deal, bro.
You've been wrong. You said we should have gone into Iraq, despite the fact that there were no weapons of mass destruction. You said that we should still have troops in Iraq to this day. You indicated that we shouldn't be passing nuclear treaties with Russia, despite the fact that 71 senators, Democrats and Republicans, voted for it. You've said that, first, we should not have a timeline in Afghanistan. Then you said we should. Now you say maybe, or it depends, which means not only were you wrong, but you were also confusing and sending mixed messages both to our troops and our allies.
Elon Musk gets a bomb dropped on him.
John Favreau, thanks for joining me.
What's up, man?
So
oh my God.
Right now we're watching as Elon Musk is just taking kind of an axe to the entire...
Pod Save America is a huge drain on resources for the human race. I'm just going to say it, okay? I mean, it's nice to have a MSNBC substitute, but they are the most bland, unlikable, what's it called? Caricature of what, like, white men who are liberals are. Like, they are insufferable. I'm sorry, but they do not expand anything about what's happening. I'm sorry. I hate it. They are captured by the Democratic Party. They are useless.
Entirety of the federal government. He's going from agency to agency. We're also seeing how all of these agencies that he's taking an axe to are agencies that were investigating him, agencies that were providing oversight against him, regulatory action against him. The inspector generals were looking into him. And so it's not just, while he'll present this as like some attack against waste, fraud, and abuse. In fact, Elon has derived some benefit every single step.
Like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. But look at this body language. These are like 5'2" men. All right, his legs are tucked. I'm sorry, I don't mean the body language shame. But like, I'm sorry. Like, bro, you're in a regular chair. Why are your feet barely touching the ground? I'm sorry. I'm. At least wear like, I don't know. At least wear like platforms or lifts or something. And don't sit like a beta. You don't need to play into the liberal beta stereotypes.
Of the way. So to what extent do you think that Trump has political exposure by really offering a handout to the richest guy in the world, given that Elon is really the one that's benefiting the most from all of this?
I think, and there's a bunch of polls out today, and they're consistent with polls from the last week or so, that Elon is unpopular. The idea of Elon having too much power in the federal government is something people believe to be true, or a majority of.
Wow, bro. Nice. You read 2 polls. Insightful commentary. We should give them a couple more $1 million and give them exclusive access to the Democratic Party.
Voters believe to be true. Majority of independents believe to be true. And they also, I think an echelon poll gave people 2 statements. Is Elon and DOGE cutting waste, fraud, and abuse the right thing to do? Or are you worried that they're going to cut programs that people really depend on? And more people said they're worried about them cutting programs that they depend on. So I think that the most exposure that Trump and Elon both have, and Republicans in general, because don't forget, not a single Republican in Congress has really spoken up in any real way against this, is...
Well, how could they, if nestled in the protective warmth of Trump's colon,
Exactly. And so if people see services cut, if people hear that safety is at risk, whether it's the people who are supposed to secure our nukes or the people who are working at the FAA to keep our
planes in the sky,
I'm being radicalized. I think I'm being radicalized, bro.
Spoken up in any real way against this is...
Well, how could they, if nestled in the protective warmth of Trump's colon,
Exactly. And so if people see services cut, if people hear that safety is at risk, whether it's the people who are supposed to secure our nukes or the people who are working at the FAA to keep our
planes in the sky.
It's all so defeatist. It's like, well, if people somehow, someday see some problems, then maybe they might come around. They might decide they don't like it that much. And maybe once they decide they don't like it, they might run back to Democrats because Democrats are normal and they're not offensive and they're not going to do anything crazy. It's so defeatist. It's all 100% on defense. I just can't deal with this bland commentary. I mean, if you're going to offboard from MSNBC, at least don't just be another MSNBC. I understand making institutional connections and not severing your relationships with the party. But what is the point of independent media if you're just going to be a carbon copy, just a copy and paste version of it? It's not endearing at all. It's not motivational. It's not influential. It's nothing. It's so bland. It's a safe space for liberals. And this is where all the money goes to. This is the podcast that has all the institutional stuff.
Keep our planes in the sky, which is something I'm a one issue voter on that.
That's right.
If they see that, if they see a whole bunch of people fired for no reason, veterans who are manning a veterans crisis line, all this kind of stuff, then I think there's a lot of political exposure. And look, I don't know Elon's motivations, Trump's motivations. It's hard to get in their head. But one thing that seems clear about the two of them, and I think why.
Notice how there's never any analysis of like, okay, well, people will like the Democrats, Democrats want to do this and this and this to make life better, to be the contradiction to what they're doing and what they're going to mess up. There's nothing about that. It's literally like, okay, we're going to sit around, we're going to hope we're going to hope the ball falls in our direction. We're going to just play, we're going to gamble, like hopefully it lands in our court someday. There's no plan for organizing. There's no plan for attacking the issue. You're just going to sit, why are you sitting like that?
Why they're getting along and what's going on here is they both have authoritarian personalities, right? They don't like to be told what to do. They don't like criticism. When they want something done, they want to get it done. And so I think, we saw them on Hannity's show together. Like, I really see Elon as like Trump's enforcer here. And Trump wants things done. And Elon's like, if I have to, break the law, then we'll let the court sort it out. If I have to fire the wrong people, whatever. If I have to, put some services at risk, benefits at risk, whatever. We'll figure it out later. It's like move fast, break things, but it's the government. And he also doesn't.
As a bisexual man, I'm allowed to say gay is an insult. I don't care. Like, unironically, I really don't care. I'm saying it in the most light way possible to make Trump supporters upset. Like, I don't care. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. I'm sorry.
Know a lot about the federal government, right? Like, I'm a smart guy, can build some rockets and cars, but when it comes to the federal government, he clearly hasn't taken the time to learn anything, nor has his team. So they keep screwing up. They are showing signs of incompetence already all over the place, firing the people who working on bird flu stuff.
Yeah.
To hire them back. So it's not like any of this is.
Yeah, I know BTC is not the issue, okay? Brian Tyler Cohen's not the issue, but Pod Save America is so insufferable.
Some grand plan. And I think the more people see chaos, incompetence, and they see a risk to themselves, then there's going to be political exposure for the Republican Party.
Well, obviously, loss aversion is a big thing, and we're already seeing the effects of that. I mean, from Medicaid, people getting blocked out of these Medicaid portals. We're seeing planes crashing, colliding, falling out of the sky on a daily basis at the same time that we're seeing the FAA firing hundreds of employees. And of course, they're coming out and trying to do whatever damage control they can and saying that, these are non-essential personnel. But like, not great optics when planes can't stop crashing on a daily basis and you keep gutting the agency that's responsible for aviation security. And so I'm wondering whether you think that we are already at the point where we are seeing what would be enough to really be the logical conclusion of what they're trying to do. I mean, like, how much worse can you get than slashing Medicaid? How much worse can you get than cutting cancer research? How much worse can you get than cutting education funding? I mean, now you're getting into the stuff that is going to transcend just the regular red meat for the base, right? Like, now it's stuff that actually impacts people. Republicans have family members who deal with cancer. Republicans have family members who rely on education funding. Republicans have family members who need Medicaid. And so all of these issues are now going to touch the very people who they rely on, who compose their base. And so
well, I mean, and Republicans and the ones who are up for election again, which is
the point of saying the word gay in this scenario is calling out the ultra obsessive paternalism that they follow. Okay, it's paternalism. It's part of their identity. That's the point of the Trump sexual thing. And I know you know that, but it's just really annoying when it's like the language policing on the left is unironically annoying. I spend 90% of my life advocating for LGBTQA plus issues. Like 90% of my real life is advocating for specifically those issues in spaces where where people are underrepresented. But I can't even use like very slight gamer humor to call out the really weird way they obsess over Trump. It's just like we're gonna be led into the labor camps, and we're gonna be like, oh, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, tone police, language police.
Welcome back to Stephen A. Smith Show. You know, my buddy Chris Cuomo's been on News Nation all week long discussing Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, a subject that is spurring a lot of debate nationwide. He started by breaking down some falsehoods regarding claims about USAID. Take a listen to this, please.
Did USAID send $2 million to Guatemala for sex change surgeries? No. First, they only got $350,000, and the money went for a lot more than surgery. We help poor countries. Is that now bad? And if you say, yeah, America first, why do you think we do it? If we stop, do you really believe that what goes bad there doesn't affect us here? Here's a hint. Most migrants are leaving what? Distressed places. Less distressed there, less need to come here.
We also get more favorable trade agreements, and also we can have better trade routes, and also military alignment. Having soft power and influence in different areas is really useful. So giving aid to places is really beneficial. instability anywhere globally hurts every country in the world. The less the world is unstable, the more stable your country's going to be. America is affected by things that happen globally, even if you think it's stupid. It's just because you haven't done enough research on it.
Okay, so you look at the next one, 55 million to strengthen Libya's financial. Did we do that? Yeah. But why didn't Mass tell you the project started during the Trump administration? Why would he leave that out? He wants you to get angry about something, but not blame the guy who did it? Same thing with complaining about money for tourism in Egypt. Trump did it. So if it's so stupid, isn't Trump the stupid one?
Trump gave $100 million to Ivanka for her DEI program to go talk about women's issues globally. Awesome. But the big thing is, if a liberal does it, it's bad. If Trump does it, it's good. It doesn't really matter what it is. You just suck up to Trump. You're in love with Trump. It's nothing about the actual issue. I have yet to have a Trump supporter call in with the actual disagreement on policy that they understand.
Or does he really believe you are because he doesn't think you're going to check?
How about that? How about that? The latest flashpoint in the slashing of government entities surrounds Social Security, who's getting paid, and whether or not some recipients may be long gone from this earth. Cuomo had something to say about that as well. Take a listen.
And now he's claiming massive fraud at Social Security Administration. Now, this program matters, but not to him, because he's already botching it in favor of heat over light. He shared this screenshot. All the MAGA and the pod bros with their ski caps and their big cans on their head went crazy. Look at this. Millions of people above the age of 100 are receiving Social Security. This is the biggest fraud ever. This was to back up the claim in the Oval Office that many people receiving Social Security are falsely aged 150 years old. What a scam. So stupid. How did we miss it? Because it's BS.
Yeah, because it's not true. I love it when Musk says something and all you guys believe it, and you're like, I can't believe this is happening. This can't be real. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's not real. It's not real. He made it up. He legitimately made it up. Or he's too dumb to trust with like taking his advice on anything.
We did some basic research. And once again, the situation with Social Security is not what Mr. Musk suggests. Social Security uses this antiquated computer language called COBOL, C-O-B-O-L. Now, on that system, if a birth date is missing, it automatically codes for May 20, 1875. Why? There's a whole story that goes with it, but that's the answer. 1875 is 150 years ago. I thought he had these genius coders. They didn't know that? Or is he...
They're liars. They purposely lie. They're not dumb. This issue happened in 2022. In the 2020 election, when they lied about it being stolen, they also said that people were 150 years old voting for the same reason, because they don't understand how the software worked. And it would say like someone's 150 years old because there was a missing date in some of the data tables.
He just guessing that you wouldn't know that and you wouldn't find out again.
It's the latter. It's the latter. It's an accusation on my part because I'm not inside the head of Elon Musk, but certainly that clearly appears to be the case.
Well, yeah, they take advantage that their fans don't care about putting any work in to understand anything about the world. Their fans are mad at liberals. They get offended by gender, race, sexuality. They get offended by social issues. So Musk and Trump can say literally anything. They'll eat it up. And Trump and Musk know their fans are lazy. It's not that their fans are stupid. Their fans are lazy and spite-driven and stubborn. So y'all don't put any work in to know the shit you're talking about. So you just take their opinions. You're the definition of a sheep. You're a parrot. You repeat things. You're a wind-up doll. You're predictable. I can predict anyone that wants to call into the show. Drop a like on the stream. You can call the phone number if you want to call in. The lines are now open. But I can predict every topic you're going to bring up. I can even predict your angle. Because it's so stolen from Twitter threads, and you have no independent thinking pattern. And they know you don't, so they can tell you anything, and you'll believe it. Very strongly, too, because you're in love with them. They're your knights in shining armor.
The reality is that when you look at the Department of Government Agency, I don't have a problem with it in theory. I have a problem with who's been put in place to oversee it. First of all, Elon Musk isn't a government employee. He's basically a consultant to the president. He isn't somebody that needed to be confirmed by the Senate.
When Bill Clinton did cutting from the federal government, it was passed through Congress. The budgets were approved. It was a bipartisan effort led by the president, vice president, passed through Congress. It was done constitutionally. That's how an honest attempt at this looks. Okay? What's happening right now with Musk and his team is meant to delegitimize the government and to steal from the American taxpayers.
Call from
Denise.
To accept, press 1.
Hello?
Hi, are you on
Yeah, I'm
YouTube?
on YouTube. How's it
Hi,
going?
how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Good. I see the caption, give you a reason why Trump doesn't hate the United States of America.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one reason. I'm 66 years of age, and I am blown away by what is happening to our country when it comes to past presidents and what they've done to not only us, I don't know if you want to call us old, I call myself mature, but what they have done to your generation. I'm a woman that I'm a God-fearing, God-loving woman, and God has come in with his wrath. I have never seen trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And what's going to be left for you people? So, no, God put the right person in this president's place. People don't like it. It's disrupting their spirit because they knew this was all going to be exposed. No, he loves the people. He loves the country. And we need to realize he's trying to save the United States, not harm it. So I don't believe that President Trump hates the United States.
Can you make an argument without bringing up God? Can you make an argument for Trump without mentioning God once?
Why you don't like to you don't like to talk about God?
No, it's good to know why you believe things too, because God gave us an incredible ability to critically think, and I don't think you're using that ability very much. You're just saying God believes this, but why does God support Trump? What about Trump makes him God-serving or God-fearing?
He got shot at, and he lived
Okay,
through
he got
that.
shot at. Okay, so just getting shot at means you're God-fearing. When Trump says, for example, he never read the Bible and he does not ask God for forgiveness because he doesn't involve God in that, does that sound like someone who's God-fearing? Because Trump said he never would ask God for forgiveness. That's very antithetical to Christianity, right? You're supposed to ask God for forgiveness. I can find the interview right now. He says he does not include God when it comes to asking for forgiveness.
Where are you reading this?
It's a video of Trump in an
That's
interview
what I'm asking.
from 2016 or 2017. He did an interview.
This is 2025. He's totally changed. That's
He's
what
not
I'm
changed
saying.
at
I'm
all.
not looking for an argument. We need to stop judging the man and understand he's saving America, because the past politicians, I mean, I looked at the news, MS-13s in Boston, Massachusetts, they'll cut up their mother and eat them. And they're thanking Obama for allowing him. We can go way back. Something, God is working through President Trump to get the United States back to where it
I think
belongs.
it shows that you don't love God. The way you
of course I do.
No.
I
The
don't
way you're
judge
unable to
people.
justify your beliefs through any
I
means
am
but just
trying
reciting
to
God's name.
justify
But tell me
that-
about tell me about God. Tell me about believing in God. You're just saying God's name. I just don't think you love God enough because you're not looking into his teachings.
You want
Tell
to
me
know
why
something?
Trump is God-fearing.
I read the Bible every day. Do you?
Okay, tell me why. If you
No,
read
you
the Bible
don't.
every day, bring up a passage that says why Trump is God-fearing. Like what has Trump done that's God-fearing? That shows that he's a follower of God.
Over, and And I don't know if you watched his speech.
People
He
prayed
gave
for him.
all the glory to God. You want to know something? God will change people, and he needs to change you because you're biting at me. No, I support President Trump 100%. You don't? You know what?
Bring up your favorite part in the Bible. What's your favorite part in the Bible?
Point that God
No, you
saved
made
that
that's not a
man
valid
from
point.
dying
No,
from
why
a
did
bullet.
okay, why did God kill Corey the firefighter then?
I don't know. Why don't you ask God that? Everybody has a lot of questions. Why has my daughter been missing for 2 years? You want to talk about my life? I'm 66 years old, young
Yeah,
man.
why
Maybe
does
you
God
need to-
why is God putting you through that? Why is God putting you through that? When you talk to God, what does what do you hear or what do you feel?
He gives me great peace about it.
Yeah, but why
Okay.
did he let that happen to you?
That's something that he'll answer when I take my last breath and I'm standing in front of him.
Well, if you
think
don't,
about
okay, so
your-
like, if you don't know why God is putting you through this, how do you know that God is 100% honest about what else you believe about God?
I have believed in God since I came out of my mother's womb, okay? I have had a foundation of God, okay? But God put President Trump in to expose all the evilness that's going on. You're going to tell me there's nothing wrong with the world? You think what these politicians did was okay? Do you think what Biden did was okay? No, it was not. They all needed to be replaced. And when you're reaping the benefits of President Trump,
You still have shown no
remember what
understanding
you
of the
said.
Bible or God. Tell me what you know about the Bible. I asked you about your relationship with God. How do you know that you have the right interpretation of the
Jeremiah
Bible?
29:11. What's Jeremiah 29:11? You want to start talking about it? How about putting the whole armor of God on? Where is that? And I don't even have to look at my book.
So Jeremiah
let's
29:11.
ask you questions.
For I know I have plans for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you all hope and future. So
You're reading it from a book.
If God plans not to harm you, why did he take your daughter away?
He didn't take her away. Okay? You don't know anything, and maybe you need to sit back and listen. Why are you attacking? You're not a God-fearing, God-loving man. You're
I'm not
supposed to talk
attacking you.
to
I'm
people.
asking you to explain your faith to me. You can't. I want you to explain why
yes,
you
of
like.
course I can. I've been around 66 years. Anything
Okay,
that's
we know
happened
that
to
you're
me,
we know that
I've
you're
laid it at
66
the
years
foot of the
old. We know you
cross.
believe in God. I understand that, but you're not showing like why you believe it or why you believe God acts in the way that
Why?
he does.
Because I've had a lot of miracles in my life. I had a heart condition for 33 years that should have killed me, supraventricular tachycardia. It didn't kill me. I went through the operation. That could have killed me. Read on supraventricular tachycardia. I'll tell you all kinds of miracles. I can't control what people do.
Do you think that's
My daughter took the left road, not the right road. Okay, I was a victim of domestic violence, and I could go on and on and on. What is your life like?
I'm not
What is your
challenging
life
you.
like?
I'm not
Pretty
challenging
cool,
you, man.
huh?
I am literally just asking you why you believe God puts you through all these struggles. Is he teaching you a lesson?
God didn't put me. I don't blame God for anything.
Do you believe that God's all powerful?
He is actually taking me. He's taken me, breaking me, and making me over.
Do you believe
He's
that God's
showing
all
me what I
powerful?
need to get rid of.
So God is putting you through
God
pain on
is-
purpose to teach you a lesson.
It's not a lesson, okay? God's not. He's not. He's got wrath.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has wrath, yes. So he's using his wrath upon you to teach you or to have you prove your faith.
No, it's not wrath. It's he's showing me what I need to let go of. You have no idea. Maybe you should sit with me and ask me about my life, and maybe you'll understand what you're saying.
I'm
to me.
asking you questions
You're
about
all
your life right
what?
now. I'm asking you questions about your life right now. I'm asking why you believe certain things. You just keep saying you believe in God.
Because
I'm asking.
God's never left me or forsaken me. He's always blessed my life. Always blessed
when God,
my life.
but God
I
let you have a
can't
heart
control
condition,
pe-
right?
Why is my? I was born with that.
Yeah, but why
It's
did
sick.
God? Why wait? But is God all
It
powerful?
wasn't-
Do you believe God's all powerful?
He's almighty, all powerful above all.
Yeah, so he's all powerful.
Okay.
Why did he allow you to be born with a heart condition?
because it runs in my family.
But why did he curse your
Okay.
family with a heart condition?
I have no idea. But that's something that God knows that I don't. You can't question God. It's like whatever happened to you, you can't question God because he's not going to give you any answers either. But anyways, I do support President Trump and what he's doing.
Do you know that Donald Trump on the January 6th rioters that beat up cops, that there were also some pedophiles he released that went out to go rape children once he released them?
Really? Okay, well, let's talk about Nancy Pelosi. You know what? I think about 9/11. I don't know if you were born when the terrorists took
Wait. I'm
planes
talking
through
about kids being
buildings.
assaulted because Trump let pedophiles free. Do you think that's a problem that he let the pedophiles free, or is that not a problem?
No, he did not let
Yeah, on January
pedophiles
6th,
free.
the people he pardoned, many of them were pedophiles, and they went out to assault children again. One man had a prior record of soliciting minors and went out to assault a 12-year-old girl after Trump set him free. So I think that's pretty bad that Trump did that.
I don't know where you're getting your information.
I could get you their name right now. Okay, so Donald Trump pardoned pedophile who went out to go rape kids. I'll look it up right now and get you their name. You can look up their criminal record.
Oh, I'd like
Donald Trump.
I'd like to sit with the president with you, and you can question all these questions to him.
He would not answer
like
a
to
question
see what-
directly because he just kind of says things.
Yeah, he would.
But let me find the person's name. No, he lied about pardoning the January 6 people because he said he was not going to pardon the ones that beat up the cops with the lead pipes and gave them permanent brain damage and made them lose fingers. He said he was going to only pardon the peaceful protesters, so he lied about that. And he also pardoned pedophiles.
Okay, you have to look at this realistically, and realistically is on 9/11 when the planes were going through buildings, were people just walking down the stairs like the January 6th insurrection? Because Nancy Pelosi and all of them, I was watching them walking, strolling down the stairs like their life was in danger. That was a bad acting job. And then her husband supposedly got beaten by some guy he tried to pick up. She never showed any pictures.
The guy broke into his house. Do you think there's a reason your daughter stopped talking to you? Is because you're unwilling to accept any other worldview other than what you believe? Like you're unwilling to critique yourself or do any self-evaluation?
I'm sorry?
You won't do
Excuse
any
me?
self-evaluation about your beliefs. You are unquestioned. You cannot challenge yourself or even question your own faith. You have blind faith.
No,
you don't have real faith.
You're condescending. You're talking
I'm just
down
asking you
to
questions.
little man.
I'm not talking down to
Okay?
you.
No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You're
need to
excusing
be put in your
pedophilia.
place.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's
And you
okay
want
to
to
excuse
know something?
pedophilia.
You're pissed off because you can't get your own way. You shouldn't even be on YouTube. You're representing God the wrong way. This is not God. You're the devil in disguise. Don't talk to people like that. You don't even know. I say I support President Trump, and you're like the Democrats. You know something? Maybe you should open up your mind a little bit to society.
I think it's bad that Donald Trump set pedophiles free.
Whatever you want to say, God's the judge. Okay?
Yeah, I
So
agree.
why
I
don't
think
you
God
get
is.
off the
I think God is
podium?
also anti-pedophile. And
Do you live
Trump
with
set them
him?
free.
Do you
think
live
Trump?
with him?
Do you think God is pro-pedophile?
Do you live with him?
I
If
don't
you
live
lived
with God, but you don't
President
either. So how
Trump-
could you know?
I'm
How could
talking
you?
about
How could you know what they
President
believe
Trump.
if you don't live with them?
I'm talking about President Trump.
I don't want
Why
to live
don't
with
you
Trump.
go live with him for a
'cause he was
year,
best friends
and
with
then
Jeffrey
maybe you'll
Epstein and P. Diddy.
You'll know the truth.
Well, Trump was
Yeah.
best friends with
I'm
P.
not,
Diddy and Jeffrey
I'm not
Epstein.
looking for an argument. You need to swallow something. Where's the trillions of dollars that's being unburied? You don't care, but you're going to argue with people. You know, that's what's wrong with this country. You can't seem
Is because I want to have actual
unite.
discussions. See, you believe your
What's
belief
that?
system. You believe in what you believe. Like you believe in yourself.
Yes,
you don't
I
believe
do,
in talking
and
to
you
other
need
people.
to respect. Don't be like the rest of the world.
No,
and
you're
think
offended.
You're, always
You're
right.
offended that I want to have a conversation with you based around like factual
No, not at
information, but you
all.
just believe things. No, you're
Not at
offended right
all.
now.
I
I'm
haven't
talking to you very
attacked
calmly.
you.
I'm talking to you very calmly,
I
but you feel
haven't
attacked
talked,
because
Joe.
you're offended.
Are you married? I pity your wife and your children if you are.
Now you're attacking me because you have like you
Well,
realize.
because you're attacking me. It's the
I
way
just
you're
want you to open
talking
up your
to
mind
me.
and open up your heart. Do you think that God? Do you think when Jesus said to accept?
I know
you
God
know,
loves
immigrants,
me.
when Jesus said to accept immigrants and that
We're all
you know,
immigrants, but
and
there
Jesus
is
did not
no
believe in
way
nations.
I'm going to. I'm not going to allow an MS-13 in Boston, Massachusetts that cuts up his mother and then eats her, and he's waving in Boston, Mass on the news going, thank you, President Obama.
Do you think anyone disagrees
You
with
know
that?
what? Our borders were broken down because of Biden. Our life has been nothing. Why do you think 85% of the people of the United States voted for President Trump? Because we've had enough of the evilness.
Wait, what percent of people?
85. There's only 15%, and they're the loudest. Do you agree with abortion? Have you seen a baby that was aborted? Do you agree with abortion? I hope not.
Do you really think 85% of people voted for Trump?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Are you kidding me? There's so many happy
All right,
people
I'm
now.
sorry. I can't. You need to get help.
Let's
I'm
talk
sorry.
about
I hope you
vaccination.
find. I hope you find the help you need. Have a great night. Okay. Yeah. Jesus. What the hell? Ask her what 15 plus 2 is. You're crazy. Shut up. Please drop a like on the stream. Hit subscribe. That was a call. That was a call. That was definitely a call. But you know, Trump purposely abuses people like that. Like, he purposely says paranoid thoughts to get people like that scared. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Going alright. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Hey, I was watching your video live. You know, I was just listening to that last chat. Hey, no hate here, man. So, you know, like I was just listening to like the conversation with Trump and things like that. You know, so I'm willing to answer any questions that you have for me, and I'll answer some questions for you, sir. You know, just willing just to make a equilibrium here and just try to get down to true answers of things. You know, it's like so. Obviously, you don't like Trump, right?
Okay, so first off, the biggest point right now that's on my brain is how Trump is blaming Ukraine for being invaded and also saying that Zelensky is a dictator with like 4% approval when that's all just completely false. And he's unwilling to critique Russia at all. So what do you think about that?
Man, you know, it's like, man, when I think about that, it's like Trump's, you know, he's the president of the United States for crying out loud, you know? And I believe that, you know, he's rough around the edges. And to tell you the truth, man, like, I don't go based off what just any man says, you know. You know, Trump says that he loves God and all these things, you know, but the truth is, only God knows that, you know. And there's a lot of things that are so wrong with the United States. You know, we live in a fallen world.
Now,
you know,
what I need to do right now, this is a really big issue because I know we can talk about these things in a certain context, but Donald Trump is actively taking positions saying that Ukraine, which is a democratic country that's been invaded by a foreign dictatorship, which is Russia, one of the most disgusting criminal countries in history, with Putin, who's a murderous dictator. Trump is blaming Ukraine, saying they got into the war, saying it's their fault, lying about every single number, lying about his approvals, calling him a dictator, saying that if they don't move fast, Ukraine's going to lose their country completely. He's moving soldiers out of Eastern Europe, opening the way for Russia to go and blaze through Eastern Europe to restore the former Soviet Union. There are real things happening. We don't need to talk about these in a different context or about what Trump says. He is doing fundamental things that are killing civilians in democratic nations and giving a license to Russia, legitimizing their brutal dictatorship and stealing land. And like during the peace talks, well, not even peace talks, but during the talks with Russia and the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, which Ukraine was not involved in at all, Russia shot over 160, or they fired over 160 missiles during that meeting. And somehow Trump is refusing to critique Putin even the slightest. Meanwhile, he's calling Zelensky a dictator. Do you agree with anything that he says there? Or like, how do you view that entire thing?
You know, so how I view it, it's like, I don't think we should have been involved, you know, in the first place, you know, but it goes back to our history. You know, we've always been involved in other people's affairs. And, you know, and how I look at it, it's like, you know, I don't think that we should have ever been in that war in the first place, you know.
I think you are avoiding the question because you know he is saying something that is like antithetical to America in general when he says that like Putin is strong and okay. Meanwhile, saying Ukraine is Ukraine's fault. I think that's indefensible. But I'd also say the U.S. played a key role in making sure in the 90s that Ukraine was denuclearized. So they have no nuclear weapons because of the U.S. And in return, we said we would defend them, or at least provide aid if they got attacked by Russia, since we denuclearized them. So we're just making good on that promise. And also, we're reaping a huge benefit from supporting Ukraine. The entire world is. The battle intel we're getting from them, and the Ukrainian people that are fighting so hard for their country, for freedom. They just had a revolution in 2014 to try and have some freedom. There's nothing about supporting Ukraine at all that's anti-American. I would actually wager that it's nothing but beneficial for America, but especially on the point that Trump is calling Zelensky a dictator with 4% approvals and lying about every number and justifying Putin. At least that. I mean, Ronald Reagan would punch Trump in the face for even thinking to say that.
So if it's all right if I ask you a question, so before Trump came into office, right? So what good did Biden do by even helping aid of weapons of mass destruction, missile things like that? You'd say it's for defense, right? But
well, those aren't that would not be WMDs, but they were for defense. That was 100% for defense because Ukraine got invaded. Yeah.
Right, but then again, though, but you could also use those to attack too, right? So if you think about it,
yeah,
right?
but that's part of defending from an invading country.
So we're going to provide weapons for defense, right? So would you say is that a way of entering into a war, or would you say, hey, no, we're not helping aid this war, just they need weapons for defense, right? So imagine, right? So say if Ukraine's leader, if you're a true leader, right? So my father-in-law, he's retired military, right?
Can you wait? I'm sorry. But you are being extremely disrespectful to the people, the civilians that are being slaughtered right now in Ukraine by avoiding that question. Do you agree that it's messed up? Do you agree that it's wrong? Hey, listen. You are stop running. Stop running. That Trump is legitimizing Putin. That
step down.
You're blaming Ukraine.
Down, then guess what? I would. If I was a true leader, I would have stepped down.
You're blaming Ukraine. You don't think a true leader would stand up in wartime and stay with his country? Can you answer the question, buddy? You are taking one of the weakest positions you could possibly take. Can you say that Trump is wrong for legitimizing Putin, being unwilling to criticize Putin at all, and attacking only Zelensky? Do you think that's wrong?
I think it's wrong that Biden even got involved in.
So you cannot say that saying Putin's okay. He's a murderous dictator. If you insult Putin in Russia, you get thrown off a skyscraper. So you are unwilling to even critique. Do you realize that you are pathetic?
Hey, what would you do?
Do you realize that you are a weak person?
Honestly,
do you realize you are a weak, pathetic person?
What would you do?
You realize that, right? You can't even critique Putin because you're so enthralled with this man. Have your own brain. Have independent thought.
No, I don't agree with.
Can you say Putin's a dictator? Is Putin a violent dictator?
What would you do? What would you do, honestly? You know what I mean?
If you can't answer the question, I'll go to a new caller. I don't need this much entertainment on my stream, but you can't answer a simple question. When Trump says, you know what the question is. You're not dumb.
Again? No, seriously. You said is it? Do I agree with it? I told you I don't agree with any of the choices anyone's making. I don't think anybody should be dying.
Can you unequivocally say Russia's in the fault for invading Ukraine?
Absolutely.
Okay, so when Trump says it's Ukraine's fault for getting into the war, that's wrong. They were invaded.
Have to defend? Well, right, correct, yes.
So Trump's wrong about that.
So again, because I'm trying to answer your question. So what was Trump wrong about?
Yeah, is he wrong to say it's Ukraine's fault for getting into the war when they got invaded?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so from that point, all right, so they're being invaded. If you're a sovereign country, so let's say knowing the history of it, Ukraine had nukes, all right, and the U.S. played a key role in getting Ukraine to drop those nukes, and then they get invaded, and we have NATO, which Ukraine has been barred from getting into because Russia did not want them to join NATO. When we provide weapons to them, of course, some weapons that you use for defense can also be used for offense, but you can also say that if you're a country being invaded, we didn't allow direct missile strikes into Russian territory until the final 2 months of Biden's presidency. So those weapons were 100% for defense because they would not be using those weapons in Ukraine if Russia was not invading, right?
Right. You know, and if you don't, so I got a question for you now. So, like, what do you think would be the best choice that Trump could make to resolve this issue? Since we have no other choice, right? You know what I mean? So, I mean, Trump is president right now. So, what do you think would be the best choice decision that Trump could make, in your honest opinion? What can he do? Though, despite like he may say the wrong things, he may not have all the answers. But what could he do? Or like if we were to all come together, like what could we do to end all this though? Considering the circumstances, like we're in a very grievance time. I feel bad for the Ukraine people. I feel bad for the Russian soldiers, man, because they can't speak for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's like, hey, no, we're just not going to do this. You know what I mean? Like that's just not how the world works. Like what could we do? What could Trump do to just put an end to this? He's in a pretty tough spot. I think that'd be a tough position for any of us.
So Trump entered the negotiations telling Russia they can keep the land they took from Ukraine, telling Russia he'll move troops out of Eastern Europe, conceding everything Russia wanted going into the so-called negotiations. It seems like Trump just wants to give up the entire game to Russia without getting any concessions, without doing anything. Russia's economy has been strangled. Russia's economy is making a surge right now. I think their stock market increased like 30% because of Trump supporting them so hard. Russia was they're at the brink of collapse. Donald Trump becoming U.S. president has saved Russia. Just continuing to provide basic aid to Ukraine, or at least, I thought if Trump had the stance, they're not going to provide more aid to Ukraine. That's one thing. But the fact he's actively legitimizing Russia and spreading direct Russian propaganda about Ukraine, blaming Ukraine for the situation, blaming Zelensky, calling him a dictator when that's not true at all, blaming Zelensky for not having elections when that's not a true criticism at all, and refusing to call Putin a dictator when he actually is a dictator for 30 years. Withholding funding is one thing, or just not giving more aid. But the fact that Trump is actually supporting Russia now, I think is insane.
And I really appreciate and love how you're really well educated. So like, I'm going to go back to, this involves with what's going on right now, right? So during World War II with Hitler, right? Remember how like, thank God that we got Albert Einstein over on our side, right? Because if Hitler would have gotten his hands on that nuke, right? I think we'd all would have been destroyed, right? Because he's a dictator. He's pretty crazy, right? You agree? And if you look at Putin, Putin's absolutely insane. He's a dictator.
Einstein did not make a bomb, but he. Yeah.
He didn't help. He didn't help invent the nuke.
He's not the one that invented it. Yeah, I think that was like. Oh yeah, there was Nazi nuclear research. When was the first usable atomic bomb complete? I don't even know when that was completed. Yeah, he never worked directly on the atomic bomb. I don't know the name of the person that made it, but he did urge that we should be looking into that. But what point were you making about Germany?
Yeah. So, but I think it would have been like Robert Oppenheimer and our Army lieutenant. I just looked it up, and Leslie Groves, something like that. But that's what the point I'm trying to make, sir.
Oh, that's the movie Oppenheimer. Yes, sir.
So, the point I'm trying to make is, so a dictator, right? So I mean, we're in a totally different decade, and and Russia does have nukes. So if you're a dictator, right, that like seeks absolute power, has been in term in office, has been president for I don't know the exact amount of years, but longer than what the U.S. terms, how we run things in the United States, Putin's crazy. So what if you're a dictator and you're crazy like Putin is? Would you agree that he's definitely a dictator, right? I mean, he has no mercy, correct? Does not care, right?
Yeah. So my thinking would be that you don't give him any room to breathe at all, because he's never gonna if you appease them, they're never gonna stop. Like when Nazi Germany went enclosed on Poland, for example, there was a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union, but it allowed Nazi Germany to continue taking parts of Poland until they were ready for a full takeover. So appeasing these countries never works because they keep on going more and more. They keep on expanding, keep on taking territory, keep on killing people. So appeasing Russia and stopping to fund or pausing funding to Ukraine is 100% destabilizing the entire globe, and giving Russia huge wins all across the board.
So to get right to my point, I really truly believe that Trump is choosing to pacify Putin, even though, like, you know, the stocks are dropping, they're about to be out of money and all these other things, because guess what? He still has that red button, sir. You know what? And when all things are lost, and when you're a dictator like Putin is, when you've lost all things, and we don't know psychologically where he's at, but I tell you what, right now, with the love that he has for his country, okay, he's not afraid to hit that red button. If that meant like the whole world goes down,
He is
he would hit
afraid.
that.
Putin and North Korea, like these different countries have been threatening nukes for a long time. If they're going to use nukes, they're going to use nukes. I just need you to think about the standard you're setting. You're essentially saying that if a nuclear armed country wants to take other territory, you have to just let them. Because they have nukes. So, like, by that standard, Russia can take over the entire world.
Even if it means Putin, he's the president. I'm saying, like, I'm telling you, he has no mercy for even his own people. So I'm telling you, like, if like, you know, if he lost everything, even if he lost the war, or say, like, you know, if things didn't work out in his favor, man, and their economy
but you realize at some point
he would hit that red button. But
you are saying that we need to give them everything forever, because at some point he's not going to get what he wants and he's going to blow us up. Is your argument essentially? We need to keep on giving him stuff.
I wish it wouldn't sound like that. You know, I'm not saying
no, but that's what you mean. That's what you're saying.
You got to butter the bread. You got to butter the bread a little bit. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying Russia's
dangerous.
strategy is to scare America by talking about nukes. Same as North Korea. They want to scare people. They're not really going to use nukes because that would be complete global annihilation. They have very rich people in Russia. They have kids that live all throughout Europe. They're not going to bomb their own kids. And it takes a lot of people to get these nukes actually successfully launched.
But that's your truth. That's your own opinion.
So Russia can take any country they want, and we cannot stop them. Is what you're saying? We can never stop them because they're going to blow us up if we stop them.
Unless we absolutely were pulled into that point. So if they're like, if they tried to say, no, we're going to nuke you if we don't get this, we don't get that, then we'd have no choice. But at this point,
but we're already at that point. No, because once you give them what they want, they continue to take what they want, and they continue to threaten nukes. You're allowing them to get more global power and more economic power instead of putting them out right now. We could drain them economically now and kill them as a power now. They have terrible technology. Their army is all propaganda. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have some type of a modern military, but they have mostly a propaganda state. That's why they threaten nukes. Like, Putin has changed the threshold for using nukes like 50 times in the past 3 years, because he wants to scare people into running away and not supporting countries like Ukraine, because he knows it's a scare tactic that works, especially for Americans that don't know much about the situation. That propaganda really, 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 really works on this. And I mean, the same arguments that you make for Ukraine, the U.S. was making when they were isolationist during the World Wars. And eventually we had Pearl Harbor happen. But globally, we trade globally, we have travel globally. It always comes back to America. When the globe is destabilized, America is destabilized. That's why NATO is so crucial. I know Trump says we have oceans on both sides of us, but with modern technology, those oceans are nothing. We need to help support freedom and stability globally. The money we spend, and most of the money went back to America, which produced weapons to replenish our stockpiles when we sent Ukraine our old weapons that were going to be destroyed anyway. But yeah, I mean, this definitely benefits us by supporting, Ukraine. It's morally correct. It's good for humanitarian reasons. It's defending an ally that we promised defense to, and it's also pragmatic as well when it comes to modern war. We're seeing the next war fought right now by Ukrainians, and the data we're getting right now, the data we're getting on modern warfare from Ukraine is going to be hugely beneficial if the U.S. goes into conflict with China. Not funny, Ukraine is only benefiting Russia and China. We're giving more money in tax cuts to like Verizon, AT&T, Walt Disney, and I don't know, like Lockheed Martin. We're giving more money in tax cuts to those companies than we are giving in aid to Ukraine. It just doesn't make any sense to disarm and to stop supporting Ukraine from a practical perspective for American, foreign policy.
I know. And then it's crazy too to think that, like speaking of money, I mean, put it this way too, then you got look at our economy, right? I mean, just look how much we play, we pay professional basketball, football stars, when, our doctors, man, we got surgeons, people that help people, and they don't even make nearly as much, but like our entertainers, actors, things like that make millions and millions of dollars, you know what I mean? And it's like so few amount of, dollars go back into our economy. it's sad in a way, really. You know what I mean? When I feel like money could, we could use, our money for better efforts, for the people than just like based on entertainment, just it's crazy.
Most of the money is caught up in stock speculation. Like Elon Musk, for example, he's never invented anything his entire life. He's bought companies. He's a venture capitalist. He's an investor. He's an entrepreneur in a sense of like running the businesses and buying them, but he's never invented anything of value. He just owns it and he profits off of it. And then he uses that. He's done stock manipulation. He's done crypto manipulation. Like Elon Musk is taking a lot more money from American society, than anyone that ever did entertainment.
So like in your honest opinion though, like, so I mean, like, what do you think, like, I mean, so say like, if Kamala Harris would have been in office, do you think we would have been in deeper trouble, honestly? Do you think like things would have been better, or do you think they would have honestly been worse?
Better for what situation?
So actually, you know what? I want to rewind. So like, who do you think, like, honestly, like, who would have been a better leader at this point? Kamala Harris or Trump?
100% Kamala. I mean, Russia wanted Trump to win because they knew, Trump was going to give them what they wanted. When it comes to Ukraine, China is benefiting greatly from Trump winning. As we kill USAID, for example, like USAID and killing USAID was a China wish list forever. They're probably shocked they were able to get it cut so easily because they told Americans, they spread propaganda to Americans that USAID is bad. But yeah, China wants us to get rid of USAID because that steals power and influence from China globally that America did have. Now China is going to all these countries that we used to support through different means and we used to help develop. And now China's getting that geopolitical, trade partners, military partners, all that kind of stuff, all this soft power around the world. China and Russia are benefiting from Trump's presidency. The money China and Russia have spent, because like Elon Musk has big business dealings with China, and Elon Musk has reinforced Chinese socialist and communist values. The money they spent influencing our elections is a huge return on investment for them. Like they're getting every policy initiative they ever could have wished for from America right now on the global stage.
Insane.
And Kamala would have not done that. She would have been probably kept on funding Ukraine to some extent. Probably better on Palestine. She definitely would not be trying to build hotels and casinos in Palestine and trying to completely wipe out the population there. On the economy, she would not be giving huge tax cuts to the ultra wealthy. She would not be cutting Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. She'd probably be expanding those things. She would not be cutting Medicare's ability to negotiate drug prices. She'd be expanding their ability to negotiate drug prices. She probably would not be firing our nuclear scientists that control our nuclear arsenal. She probably would not fire our bird flu specialist. I mean, there's a whole assortment of things that policy-wise Kamala did better. But Trump had the aura that people, fantasize about, and that's why I use the word Trump sexual a lot, because the supporting Trump is an identity thing more than a policy thing, because people don't really know what Trump's policies are. He doesn't even have a healthcare plan. I mean, he says he has concepts of a plan. So people just like the guy Trump. They trust the man Trump and how he portrays himself, but they don't really, if you support Trump, it's typically not going to be off policy. Or at least, you don't know the exact policy that he supports.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I always look at it this way too. It's I try not to worry about it too much, man, because as a believer in the good Lord, man, it's it doesn't change that God's in control. You know what I mean? God's always gonna remain in control. He's almighty. He's all powerful. And some knowledge on that. If you're reading this, you seem really intelligent. And I've talked to a lot of intelligent people in my life. But a lot of them, they never really open the good word, and read through that. It's God's got his hand over our country, you know what I mean? But the moment he takes it off, just like it shows, back in Jeremiah's days, the prophet Jeremiah, when Babylon was going on, King Nebuchadnezzar, he was slaying and killing people left and right. But God was using him, even though he was almighty and all powerful. God was using him in all ways for all goodness, where it's going to work out in God's favor. People question why does this happen to me? Why does that happen? This and that and this. And it's it never changes who God is. He's always in control, man. He works things out for our good. We live in a fallen world. These bad things happen, unfortunately, because when we learn about when Adam ate from the apple, and technically, we are descendants of Adam. We're lame. We're not only poor
I have a big
spirit.
concern right now. I believe that, God, equips humans with a lot of ability to reason and a lot of critical thinking ability. I think those are gifts that God gave us. Okay.
Absolutely.
I believe that you don't understand the world and you don't want to research how it works, so you fall back on God to answer questions you don't want to look into. But I would also say that you need to increase your knowledge base around the world, because you still impact the world around you. The things being done right now, you could be voting for the Antichrist and not even know it, because you're not doing your research. You're not using the eyes. You're not using the vision and the ears and the senses God gifted you with to find out truth about the world. You're just sort of going off of scripture, but you're not applying that to your daily life. That's the point of scripture, is to apply it. That's the point of Jesus Christ coming in and living in the New Testament, is to show us a guidance of how God would like us to live, as humans, and how we should be serving others and giving our body, sacrificing ourselves for the greater good, essentially. I just don't believe you're connecting things to the real world, because it is complicated for sure. But I would also be very wary of that, because we do know the Antichrist comes and has a very, very smart tongue. They can be very convincing, and we should probably justify our beliefs in more than just God. Or I don't believe you have true faith unless if you can't justify your beliefs without bringing up God, then I think that's a problem. You should be able to do both. I feel.
Yeah, and I just heard you. So so I don't think you've read the Bible a whole bunch, because literally in Romans 12:2 states the Apostle Paul, when he talks about, hey, do not let God change the way we think. Learn how God's will is for us. Test to prove God's will. And he says to stop following the customs and ways of the world, to not live for tomorrow, but to live for the day, for our Lord Jesus. So, we're the salt and light of the earth, the Bible says. We walk.
So does that mean you shouldn't understand how the world works? Is that what that means?
I do understand how the world works, but I'm against the world, because I rotate against the world because I follow Christ. And Jesus says that all of you who follow me, the world will reject you. And it's not the earth or the worries that I seek, but it's God's light and his righteousness and his truth and all his gloriness and his peace and joy that he brings, and that how he created us to be, created in his image. He tells us not to worry or not to follow the things of the world, but to keep our gaze upon him. So I don't worry about the things of the world, because he states, say even if I didn't know that I voted for the Antichrist, when he comes back, hallelujah, because I know where I'm going. Because our flesh may fall to the ground, but our spirits either go up or down.
Why did Jesus talk about how to serve other people and about accepting outcasts and about transcending nations? Like, why did Jesus talk about that if how we act as humans doesn't matter? I feel like you're absolving yourself of all personal responsibility in this world.
What do you mean?
You don't have any personal responsibility for anything. You just say, God got me. Like, you don't take the teachings. You don't talk about, how you are going to affect the world. You don't believe your impact on the world matters at all. You think only faith matters? You don't think living through your faith matters? You're giving yourself a path or a pass.
No,
you're giving yourself a pass for not understanding anything.
No, I do, because Jesus told me, he said, follow me and deny yourselves and take up your cross.
Okay, stop doing poetry. Tell me how you live through Christ.
That's Jesus.
Well, how do you live through Christ? Stop quoting the Bible. Tell me how you live. How does that influence the way you live?
Okay, how I live? I live
Yes.
how the Lord tells me to live.
How is that?
Because in Luke, fishermen of men.
Stop quoting the Bible. Use the real world. Use the real world.
Hey,
Hey, no, tell me about your real life. How is your real life informed? How is your opinions on the world informed by God's teachings?
I gave up my own way, man. I don't worry about the world.
So you don't have any personal responsibility at all. You don't have personal
Jesus
responsibility.
said-
You don't care about serving other people or
Jesus
serving
said,
God's people or serving God's
If you want to
earth.
follow me, give up your own way and take up your cross. Follow me, he says.
Yeah. How do you follow? Yes, and Jesus.
Following the Lord,
The point
following
was
the Lord
Jesus.
doing the things
Jesus.
that he would do and having the
Yes,
values that
and
he
how?
would
What
have.
are things Jesus would do with immigration right now? What would Jesus do?
Love thy neighbor, love thy brother.
So why are we deporting kids?
I'm not deporting kids. You're not deporting kids. I mean,
Why are you
who's in charge of
supporting a
doing that?
regime that's deporting kids?
I don't support any of those regimes. I feel sorry. My heart goes out to those people. I feel sorry for them. But we live at, honestly, there's a principality that runs this earth, and his name's Satan. And these awful things go on because we're in a fallen world. But God promises freedom and no more pain, no more suffering, no more worries. That's why we follow him. You know, these things suck. I totally get it. They suck. You know what I mean? But we have to really trust in God, you know, and that he says that he's going to make all
what
things
sucks
good.
is that you have no independent thought. That's what sucks.
No,
you can recite lines because you don't have any of it. You know, you don't work hard. You don't work hard at life. You just go along with the tide. You don't work hard.
No, 'cause I was saved by grace. I was saved by grace.
Yeah, I know you're saved by grace. I think you're a troll at this point. I think you're purposely doing this. There's no way.
No, no, sir.
There's no way.
I'm preaching you the gospel, man.
Yeah, you're preaching me that you don't do shit. I get it. You're lazy. You don't want to look up complicated thoughts. You don't like deep thoughts. The deep thoughts scare you. No, the deep thoughts scare you. You can't justify your beliefs other than quoting the Bible. You should be justifying more than that.
Because God said that when he searched man, he did not find one good thing. So my thoughts, my heart's wicked, man. That's what the Lord says. You know?
Oh my God, dude, that's so cringe. Oh my God, your heart's wicked. Are you emo? Oh my God,
have you ever
bro.
stolen a cookie? Have you ever stolen a cookie before, honestly? Like, I mean, have you ever stolen anything in your life? Have you ever lied?
No, this is so convenient, bro. I could just do anything I want.
Think about it,
God,
though, right?
I follow God. I am absolved of all responsibility. God said you have no responsibility at all because you follow God. That's what God said. He said you have no responsibility to treat your neighbors.
God says my responsibility is to follow him and preach the gospel.
You don't know how you follow him. You can't even say how you follow love thy neighbor. How do you support Trump?
Love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor as much as you love yourself. So no matter what these things.
So if you hate yourself,
think about it. Jesus lived the perfect life. I'm giving you answers. Jesus lived the perfect life, you know, and despite the perfect life that he walked,
talk about you. Talk about the world. Talk about the world, bro. Talk about the world. You could cite the Bible, but talk about the world. I want to show that you understand the world.
But that's the thing, though, man. That's the hard part for people. They don't want to accept that, hey, like, you have to deny yourself and not follow the world. People follow the world, and that's where they get distracted, you know, because our eyes should only be upon the Creator, the Almighty King, Father, God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity. Because there's a lot, you know, this world has nothing good to offer, but the Kingdom of Heaven has nothing but all goodness to offer.
Do you think that, like, having kids is not good?
Oh, I know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I mean, God gave me life.
So you said nothing good is found in humanity? How is that so?
I don't know why you just said that, but do I think having kids is bad? No, having kids is absolutely
No, but what's your
good.
quote that you said about, like, there's no good found on earth, or there's no good found in humanity?
God said when he searched man, he did not find one good thing in him.
And what does not one good thing mean to you?
So the Lord teaches that our heart needs to be transformed, because our hearts, you know what I mean? Like, so how we feel in our hearts can misconcept and create bad thoughts, because we go based off an emotion, you know, because literally, like, I mean, if you understand scripture in the Chronicles, it talks about the temple that God resided in. So we are the temple now, since Jesus died on the cross. We are the temple. The Holy Spirit resides in us. Okay. So based on, you know, do you want to live for the flesh, or do you want to live for the spirit that is within this flesh that we walk upon, man? So, you know, going based on, like, you know, what you're asking me, man, it's just like, you know, it's pretty simple, man. Like, you know, just like in this fallen world, man, like, we follow the things of the world and we get so distracted, but man, there's a better meaning. There's a better purpose of life, and that's God. And he's reliable.
Okay, well, I can't really convince you out of your belief system, so thanks for the call.
Hey, absolutely, man. You have a good one.
Just stop being weak and actually understand how the world works. Thank you. Stop being an asshole to humanity. Stop justifying human atrocities. You justify human atrocities and use God. You need to repent. You justify human atrocities. You'd be supporting the Holocaust. Yeah. You'd support literally anything. Yeah, God will free you. You probably said that. You probably would have said that during slavery too. You justify. You're a terrible person. You keep your religion out of our politics. It is scary, though. America is one of the countries that believes, like, even if you're a Christian in Europe, if you're a Christian in Europe, there's a good chance you don't believe that angels are literally real, or you don't believe that Jesus literally walked on water. But in America, we have a very high percentage of people that do believe that. And a lot of Trump supporters, they do kind of have this cult mentality because they kind of believe in a cult version of religion.
New donation from NE0N. $10, Satan.
Thank you for $10, Neon. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. If you want the text-to-speech link, it's in. Here you go. Thank you for the donation, Satan. I am Satan, dude. I'm scared to talk to these people though, because if they'll. It is scary though, because they'll justify anything. Like when they walk up to you, bro, and they're like, I am absolved of this earth. I do not live in this fleshly body. I'm looking for the Lord above. I'm ready for my better life. It's like, bro, are you about to kill me? You don't like like what? I cannot have an opinion on the slaves, for God has guided me, and God was pro-slavery. Yeah, these calls tonight suck. Did you? What's up, Neon? Are you new to the channel? If your soul's eternal, why are you here? Why are you here if your soul's eternal? You should get a new life. Like what? Rural patriots, we need to stand up. Yeah. Live free or die. What's up, bro? Okay, I'm gonna go to the horizontal stream and do a little halftime real quick. Go for another hour. But go to my horizontal stream. I have 2 streams up. There's a vertical and a horizontal stream. Gonna restart the shorts. I'm gonna get a drink quick. Do another hour. If you want to call in, stand back and stand by. No, wait a second. Wait. Not yet. Out of this world lawns. Nice business. Okay. This will lead you to the thing, but give me a second. I need a little breather. These religion conversations are killing me, bro. Wait a second. I'm getting a drink quick. I'm gonna play this video while I get a drink. I'll be right back.
Or anything like that. He's not receiving a check. So essentially, he gets to operate with relative impunity. Now, of course, the President Donald Trump has said on the record, I will be watching him. I will be supervising him. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And the cult-like following that he has, clearly people are going to do that because their mentality is that he's the President of the United States. He's the 47th President of the United States of America. He won a fair and square election rather convincingly, regardless of what the Democrats want to say about it. It was only 49.8% to 48.3%. Damn it, he won convincingly. And he has a mandate, even though they want to try to say he doesn't have a mandate. When you win all the swing states, when you improve the demographics like the blacks, the Latinos, the young voters, when you've upgraded in 50 counties for crying out loud, no, you've won convincingly. That's what it is. And because he has that trust, he's able to get away with saying that for now. But when you see the kind of latitude that Elon Musk has at his disposal, when you see the access to private information that ultimately he is going to get, at least purportedly so, it does make you a bit nervous. It really, really does. Not to mention the fact that some of the stuff that he has said is not true. As Chris Cuomo pointed out, Social Security, not true. Guatemala, surgeries in Guatemala, not true. Tunisia, not true. What else is not true? I don't know. How much money was legitimately wasted? I want to know the answer to that question. Not only do I want to know how much money has been wasted, I want to know who wasted it. Who appropriated those funds to certain places? Was it legit? Was it excessive? What money is missing? How much is missing? Where did it go? I want to know all of that. That's just me. That's how I feel about it. And all I'm going to tell you is that, again, I'm going to remind you, I'm a registered independent. I'm going to remind you, you've seen Josh Shapiro on this show, governor of Pennsylvania. You've seen Wes Moore on this show, governor of Maryland. You've seen Eric Adams on this show, mayor of New York. But you've also seen Byron Donald on this show. You've seen Sean Hannity on this show. Megyn Kelly is invited on this show. Marco Rubio is invited on this show. I'm going to give you the names of the people I personally want. Megyn Kelly, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, Senator Ted Cruz, because I've always wanted to talk to him, Senator Lindsey Graham as well. I like Lindsey.
Yo, let's go Canada with the W, bro. Canada got that dub tonight, bro. Let's go Canada. It's also really great when they act very confident and they're like, "Ha, idiot. You don't even understand." They really say this stuff, the Jesus callers. Not even Jesus. They never, you notice that too? You notice how these religious callers never bring up Jesus? I bring this up often, right? I bring this up a lot. It's one of my big things I bring up. They never bring up Jesus. Like things that Jesus actually did or said, they never bring it up. It's like, they call me stupid. It's like, you're so dumb, Jolah. You don't understand this made-up moral system that only I believe in. Idiot. I'm like, oh, well. What? Corbin really went off on on Daniel, dude. Dang. All right, I'm launching the short stream again for my final calls. If you're calling in, give me 2 seconds. 2 minutes. Thanks, Kyle. Kyle's still live now. America. Okay. Is Trump a weenie? It's gonna be illegal to criticize Trump soon, bro. It's actually gonna be illegal. It's like, how dare you criticize the Lord Emperor? Yeah, karaoke. Karaoke. If you debate, you're gonna be choking. You look at Trump and you keep on stroking. I'm not joking. You keep on poking the bear. You better beware. We're up in your hair like Donald Trump's toupee. You're gonna have hell to pay. I keep on going every day with a lot of sun rays. I'm blazing in the sun. I'm grazing it for fun. I got energy. You can never get close to me. This serenity is so inconspicuous. Flying too close to the sun like a story of Icarus. Shit is ridiculous. With RFK back in office, RFK is gonna give us all syphilis. A really bad scenario. All these new diseases RFK is gonna give is venereal. You hear it through the stereo, preparing for the apocalypse. Because Donald Trump supporters swallow a lot of dick. Like Stephanopoulos. You can't see clearly like an optometrist. Or a freaking... You're talking smack, we're bombing your ass. Going too quick like Geometry Dash. That's so cringe. Geometry Dash. Where's that one rhythm game, bro? I never played the rhythm game. What's that rhythm game called that you need to like What's that rhythm game where you have to like follow the rhythm, the beat? What's that beat game called? Beat game? No, oh, it's got rhythm. Got rhythm. I think I'll be bad at this. I'll take a call in a second. Is this it? Oh, this is it. I don't want to embarrass myself. What's a good score on this? I haven't played this in years. Oh my goodness. I knew someone that did music that played this all the time in college. This is not gonna be good. Is that bad? This is bad, right? Is 700 bad? It's in the 700s. Can I click? Clicking is harder. Oh, clicking is harder. I really messed up at the end. There's really bad on the end. I suck. I got 800. There you go. I got 800. That was tough. Anything sub 900 is bad? Bro, don't gaslight me, bro. Don't say under 900 is bad, bro. Don't gaslight me. Don't gaslight me, dude. Don't even gaslight me. Coolmath.com. Reaction time games? I think my reaction time sucks. Human benchmark. Oh wait, this seems broken. What is this? When the box turns green, click as quick as you can. Oh, how's that? Is that bad? Is 278 bad? Can I be a gamer? Dude. Done. I'm just getting worse. 260. This is crazy. Whatever. All right, you can call in now if you're watching. If you want to call in, if people are still here to call in, I don't know if you are. If you are, feel free. 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 See, this one says I'm quicker. What? What the hell? Oh, that was long. 2.244 second. 0.244 with a 0.36. I should be averaging 0.2 right now. Thank you for $2. I am full support with you. Thank you. It's not bad. This is not bad. Why do you guys say it's bad? That's not the refresh rate. Two's not bad. Two's not my typing. My typing sucks. I cannot type fast at all. My typing is literally terrible. Someone commented, "There's a reason you have 500 videos and only 22,000 subs." Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. Ugh. Daily dose of JRE, what? This is bad. I don't even want to do this. This is embarrassing. Oh wait, is the call line not open? It's open now. You can use it again. These aren't even sentences. This is easy mode too. I don't type right. I point, whatever it's called. Ew. I can't use my one hand. My one hand's like not functional with typing. My left hand, I need to point. Like my left hand. No, my right hand I point. My left hand does it right. Yes. 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 Killing it. Killing it. Killing it right now, dude. Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, bro. I can't type right, dude. My fingers are broken. This is like elementary school level. Dude, I'm so bad at typing. Bro, I would have been killing it back in the day, dude, before people knew how to type.
Call from
Jonas.
Hello.
Hey, Jolah, what's going on?
Nothing much. How about yourself?
Not much, man. Honestly, it's not going to be much of a debate. I actually just wanted more information. It was more about how, I think Elon Musk and then Trump was talking about if they cut like $2 trillion of spending, they're going to give each household $5,000. How much truth do you think this is to it? And how's, like, to me, it seems optically good.
but logically, I don't see how this makes sense. But I wanted to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, that would crash the economy. It's all lies. They might do something that's like a fake DOGE dividend, but the only spending they've cut so far is like $2 billion. They lie about everything. So for them to do that policy, $5,000 checks for everyone, they probably need to lie about it and cook the books and print money like crazy and just lie about printing money. Yeah, if they do a propaganda policy like that, it'll be really bad for the economy. The fact they're even saying that though is like a propaganda tool, because they ran on a lot of people thought they were gonna do stimmy checks, right? So yeah, I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah, like a lot of people I know, like young people, Gen Z, even, they're just like, oh yeah, a lot of them voted for Trump because they remember the stimulus check that he gave, even though we know that Biden did as well. Trump printed his name on it, as we all know.
Yeah, Trump's the marketer, so it makes sense for marketing purposes. But yeah, it'd be a really dumb economic policy in general. Obviously, giving everyone $5,000 would not do anything at all. That would directly cause a lot of inflation, even though it would not increase. Well, it would increase the money supply. It would increase the money supply, but also it would also put money into consumers' hands, and they'll be buying the same products, and demand will surge, and yeah, inflation nightmare.
Okay, so basically, I'm not going to receive $5,000. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Doge lied about everything so far. They have not even gotten into like I said before, like $1 billion maybe, and they're cutting the dumbest possible stuff. Whenever they share like reports out, if you look into them a little bit, they lie about literally everything. It's actually insane.
Yeah, I don't know if you're on X right now, but like Elon is pretty much crashing out.
He's having a meltdown. He's not a very smart person. Like he's a smart he's a good marketer. He's a good venture capitalist, but he's not a very like intelligent person. So he's like debating people on like space travel and engineering and AI and whatever else it might be, and he's having just huge ego collapse. Yeah, it's crazy what he's doing on social media right now and in real life. I think he's on drugs all the time.
Yeah, like that C-SPAN thing, I think it happened earlier today. He looked like he was telling some I am mean. And then, like, he just shadow banned his baby mama. So this dude is, like, hopped on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's, like, begging him to take care of his kids or something like that. I don't know. He's just having a generational crash out, as I would call it.
He only has kids for biological reasons. He wants his biological specimen to reproduce.
Yeah.
He's scary.
Yes. Yeah, it's weird. He has like, I don't know if you know what Dune is. He has some obsession with Dune. It's known for that actually, where the families are. I know it's fictional, but like the family lines would like want to keep on. So yeah. So it makes sense you would want to do that. My last question, and I'll drop out, is well, it's something I've noticed, especially with a lot of your debates, with people who MAGA or Trump sexuals or whatever. What I notice, and I think it's true because I talk to some of them, even in my own family, they don't really care if he breaks a law or not, or if he calls himself king, because I think subtly, or they're so, what do you call it, disappointed by the system or whatever, that they're actually fine with it collapsing in this way. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a common trend with people. They don't understand the system. So when Trump says it's corrupt, they just believe it's corrupt the exact same way as it always is corrupt, and they can't really tell the difference between like the normal form of corruption versus like what Trump is doing, which is extreme corruption. And one of the reasons politics has been so corrupt is because people have been unwilling to really engage with the political process. Because if people supported getting money out of politics in the same way that people support Donald Trump's ballsack, money'd be out of politics.
Yeah, you're actually right, because for the longest time, I always thought that people knew where to place the blame. But what I'm realizing, especially listening to you and other people talk, people have not figured out what causes the corruption. Like, they haven't placed it literally on, like, hey, they just think, like, in their heads, I think they just think, like, it's politicians and the government. But who is doing the corrupting? You get what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, they haven't put two and two together.
They also think it's like a sports game too. Like they talk about it like it's we won, you lost, you're just mad you lost. like that kind of thing. They think it's literally a game. They're like kids who are like playing Nerf guns, and then they pick up a real gun and shoot someone, and they don't understand what happened. Like they really don't see the consequences of what's happening. A lot of this literally is they want to see liberals suffer. So if liberals get fired from somewhere, they laugh about it. They're happy about it.
Yeah. It's just, to me, it's weird. It's like, okay, Trump and Elon and all these guys used to like give money to liberals. I don't know. It's like they haven't put two and two together. Those are the same. Like, I remember some guy you were debating yesterday was like, oh, he's not a politician. I'm like, I'm not the curse, but I was like, who the hell cares? Those same dudes were the ones who were, that get lobbies to lobby these people to, to give money and influence to get these people, the same politicians you guys don't like, in charge or to corrupt them. So that's how I think about it. It's those guys. Those are the guys. All they're doing now is just eliminating the middleman and becoming, the politicians, quote unquote. But people haven't put that together yet. So that's pretty much it, man. It's cool talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, I know. Great time to be American, man. All right, man. Take care of yourself. Bye.
All right, you too, man. I do one more call. I'll do one more call, then I go to bed. I suck. Do 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 do. See, making a noise helps. One more person can call. I saw people trying to call. One more. IQ test. No one's calling in, guys. We might have to cut it short. Well, not short, but you know. This is gonna be bad. Too many noises conflicting me.
Call from
Tuscany by Lux Urban.
Wow. Hello. Howdy. What's up? I'm here. I answer your call.
Nigger?
Say it louder. Okay. Tuscany by Lux Urban. That's a good company, guys. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you call from your business account before you come on and scream the N-word. I don't care. But I'm happy I can make his day. Good for him. This game's too hard, dude. Why am I so too late?
Call from
Hello.
Cooper.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
I'll make it quick. I listening to all these Trumpers in chat and shit talk about Ukraine makes me want to fucking throw up. Saying like peace, peace, peace for Ukraine. Nobody in armed conflict has ever cared about peace. It's not about peace. It's about what peace at what cost. It's about justice. It's about Ukraine having sovereignty over their own country. So for all the Trumpers in the audience who don't seem to understand armed conflict.
Yeah, and also the point of it being just like stupid too. Like it's first off bad and dumb propaganda, but it's also geopolitically stupid for the U.S. It hurts the U.S. obviously. So it's like on multiple fronts, it's really annoying and dumb, and it just shows the sheep mentality that they have. The fact Trump can say things like he says about Ukraine choosing the war and they shouldn't have gotten into it. They should not have done this. You know, it's their fault. Zelensky's a dictator. A 4% approval rating. When like literally the martial law because of the war is a bipartisan approved thing. Like it's bipartisan. The opposition party from Ukraine had to do a media run because of Trump's dumbass. To say they support Ukraine.
It's just,
they support Zelensky not having elections. Yeah.
Yeah, it's complete open season on tell whatever lie you want and face no consequences because your supporters don't care. Like it seems like this has been like the Republican MO since McConnell in 2016. Like this has just all been snowballing and sliding down that same slippery slope where we don't give a fuck about the Constitution. The only thing that matters is temporary wins from our base and power grabs.
Yeah, and the politicians are laughing their way to the bank. They know what's happening. They know that the people are too dumb to care, or they're too just like blind. They're caught up in the blind rage for groups they don't like to care.
Yeah, waste and fraud is basically equates to stuff I don't like.
Yeah, literally, they'll be like the waste and fraud. I'm like, can you bring up one example? Yeah, they paid for a trans parade. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
wild
the entire
shit,
USAID should be gone. Yeah, thank you, China and Russia.
Keep fighting the good fight. Good show. Hopefully you can get another Trumper on tonight. Have a good one.
Appreciate it. Yeah, my brain's dying. I don't know if I can handle another one, but we'll take one more. Thank you for the call.
Good luck.
Guys, I got 896. 896 is good, right? 896. When someone was talking to me. 896 is good. 896 is good, bro. Like, that's good. I suck again. I lost it. Don't say 900. I got close. That was so close. Don't devalue. Okay, call again. Which number is the JRE number? Which one is the JRE number? What area code am I looking for? Who's this guy?
Call from
Jason Bourne.
Hello.
Hey, am I calling into the show?
Yeah, this is the show. What's up?
Oh, killer. I was just wondering, so I grew up in Texas, Texas leftist best and whatnot. But yeah, I was just kind of calling to see what your opinion was about like good faith politicians in general and especially, like good faith left-wing and right-wing politicians. I'm very left of left-wing politicians, but it just feels like in the entirety of my political consciousness, I have never encountered a good faith right-wing politician, and to a lesser extent, a good faith left-wing politician. What are your thoughts on, getting someone in that kind of political class, I guess you could call it, into literally any position of authority?
Well, first off, someone in chat said, liberals want to be dominated by women. Prove me wrong. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. Being dominated by women or a woman is very nice. But anyways, when it comes to politicians, they are tools. I view them as tools. There's different incentives in our system to do different things. And hopefully we pick politicians who follow good incentives to do good things for people. So all politicians want power. There's very few altruistic politicians who just care about helping people. The only people that I think are truly just like in it for, purely moral reasons are like a Bernie or an AOC. But other than that, there's
I
very
didn't mean to
few
interrupt,
numbers.
but yeah, like, even back in 2016 when I was very much less informed, I was very much Bernie bro. Still very much like, hey, I don't agree with, all of his policies, but I do think, like, shocker, Medicare for all is a good idea. But he seemed to be really the only politician who was, frankly pushing for that in any way whatsoever.
Well, Elizabeth Warren would support policies like that, but like Bernie's is from a purely moral perspective, and then he finds the policies after. Warren is like a policy wonk progressive. So she's like a professor. She was a consultant. So she comes from a very academic background. But I think politicians like that are genuine. You could tell by what policies they advocate for and what political climates. Like you can see Republican politicians right now. The perfect example of disgusting politicians who are just here for power are like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, who go from like Bernie supporters to Biden supporters to Trump supporters. They'll support whoever's in power to get a higher position of power. So those are the people to watch out for. But in general, I think we should be voting for politicians who listen to, you want someone who finds benefit in helping people, even if they help people for self-serving reasons. I think that's fine.
Well, and to that extent, do you think there will ever even be a, like, because I mean, obviously on the left we have Bernie, and I mean, he is the quote unquote establishment, sort of left-wing politician that kind of rallies behind these sort of leftist policies that I support. But do you even think that they're like the right wing is capable of that sort of dynamic, like at this point in time, or
no?
Really
right-wing
in the
politicians in
recent
America,
past?
maybe locally, but like right-wing politicians nationally, like right now, they are all authoritarians. They're all authoritarians, all of them. Every single one, every Republican right now who is voting for any of these cabinet picks needs to be looked down in history as supporting an authoritarian regime that's anti-American, without any recovery. I will never forgive them for what they're doing to the Constitution in the U.S. right now. But yeah, on the national scale, there is not one genuine Republican politician. Then you look at Josh Hawley, who pretends to be a populist politician, but then he also supports a bunch of policies that are very anti-worker, and he supported the January 6th riots and stealing the election and everything. So yeah, there's not one good one. But locally, I know some good Republicans, like in local politics or like statewide elections. I know some decent Republicans who are just like pro-life, or maybe there's like
yeah, or they're
maybe
like
they're pro-business.
like, I'm for a conservative fiscal policy, which is frankly like the sort of conservative that I grew up with, which I'm like, okay, we can have a discussion, but
yeah,
with
they're not terrible people. Yeah, they're not authoritarians.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they're just, hey, I have conservative fiscal beliefs, or, I think this should be done in this sort of way, but, they aren't, flag raising, all of the MAGA stuff. But yeah, just being from Texas, I've heard sort of all these talking points from the conservative sort of perspective, but then that quickly morphed into the MAGA perspective. And I'm like, hey, yo, what happened to, just the fiscal conservative policy type individuals? At the very least, I could have a discussion with them as, a Texas leftist who, wants, all drugs to be legalized and, XYZ to take away power from the cartels. But yeah, it feels very validating to hear, from you and from other, political commentators that like, hey, like the right wing has been more or less commandeered by the MAGA movement.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. My brain is just broken right now in politics. We just know we're gonna go through we're living through a revolution essentially, and it's not the good kind of revolution. You could argue no revolutions are good, but also, yeah, I don't know. Things are gonna get really weird. With Cash Patel and all these guys who want to attack their political enemies, and yeah, it's gonna be a crazy time. So we have to try to find some genuine politicians, hopefully, or at least some Republicans who will, I don't know, sway with public opinion. But now they're so tied to Trump, and all that matters is the primary to them. So yeah, it's tough.
And I mean, to the, Democrat perspective, I feel like a lot of the primaries are tied to, oh, does Elon Musk favor you or not? And it's kind of, just very objectively dire for any, Democrat in it.
He hung up by accident, but let's just say it was meant to happen. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. Thanks for watching tonight. We got a couple crazy callers. I'm gonna call it a night though. Hang out in the Discord a little bit. If you guys want to hop in the Discord, feel free. I'm gonna go chill though. All right. Hit end stream. Chill. Oh, there's a QAnoner. Nice. QAnon guy. Perfect. Thank you for $1, Cup of Joe. The egg prices are not caused by Trump, but the bird flu. You realize that Trump is making the bird flu worse. That's the criticism. He fired all the bird flu scientists, and he has put a gag order on our medical agencies. Farmers kill the birds. Biden did not kill the birds. Farmers kill the birds so the diseases don't spread. The farmers don't want to see their chickens die and suffer. But yeah, Trump is making egg prices higher. Yes, he is. Other countries are vaccinating against this at a mass scale. That's why other countries' egg prices are cheaper than ours. We are not vaccinating. We are not tracking it. It is Trump's fault. It is Trump's fault. It is Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Yeah, he fired all the... Yeah. He fired all the bird flu scientists saying I'm brainwashed. You dumbasses don't watch the news. Because they literally... Like, just when you look at this, you have to just, like, look at yourself and realize you're stupid. Or you're just, like, you're so drawn to Trump in a sexual manner, it's just weird. Literally, the White House announced they accidentally fired the bird flu officials that are tracking the bird flu. They literally did that, dumbasses. But you don't care about being right or wrong. You're just kids. You're probably 12 years old. And if you're not 12 years old, you act like a 12-year-old. The news has any credibility after COVID. You're bots. These are bot accounts meant to ruin my mental state so I can't message. And it's working. It is working. It is working. It is working to ruin my mental state. It is working to ruin my mental state, bro. You can't even trust the media. No, but Trump said it. You can't even trust Trump. Okay. Also, why do you resort to insults whenever debate isn't going your way? Because people say confident shit to me that's completely false, dumbass. Stop crying. Not only are you stupid, but you are not a hard worker. You don't verify anything you believe. You don't critically think for yourself. You have no independent thought. And then you cry. So you, number one, believe anything you read online that you like, that you want to be true. Number two, you don't do any research yourself. Number three, you repeat any slogans. You repeat any slogan you see on the internet. Number four, you confidently believe the shit you don't understand. And then number five, you cry when someone criticizes you for being a little simp. Go to bed, dumbass. All right, have a good night. Neon, you're funny, Neon. Thank you for the donation, Neon and Cup of Joe. I do thank you guys for watching. I'm in a bad mood tonight, if you can't tell. Thank you, Cup of Joe. And thank you for the donations. Thank you for channel memberships, etc. I had the stream tonight to fill my quota. I'm planning more full streams for tomorrow and Saturday though. So tomorrow and Saturday should be. I'm actually gonna plan videos to react to for tomorrow. For Friday and Saturday, I'm gonna plan videos to react to and plan actual segments for the call-ins and everything. To make it go better. America is collapsing, true. Man, I want to talk to Kyle Kulinski so bad. Then Daily Dose of JRE says, chill out. Go cry somewhere else, bro. Go cry somewhere else. This is the real world. It's a real world outside. I have stuff to do tonight. I forgot that I scheduled the stream for 10. I apologize. What rich guy bought it? I don't even know. CNN, it's fake news, dummy. I'm blocking you, bro. I'm not reading your dumb shit anymore. You're just here to drain my mental health. Make an alt account called Jolah Hater. Alright, good night, guys. My belief is in God, not man. You're in the hospital, but I hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. Thank you for watching, Vanguard. See you guys. Shut up, Daily Dose of JRE. If you cry one more time, you're getting blocked. If you cry one more time, you're getting blocked. Can't believe Pisco got on with Kyle Kulinski. Pisco totally abandoned me, by the way. Pisco called me privately about doing a show or something. Then he just like stopped answering. He has bigger channels to work with. Woe is me. I have to do it all by myself. GG's. I should just be the Vanguard and cover a bunch of bullshit. I might just start doing that low key. I might just start covering Asmongold videos every day, bro. I need to just like go for money at this point and growth. Yeah, Pisco has not responded to my messages. Well, I sent him one message in the past like 3 weeks. I have not sent him multiple messages, but he's not responding regardless. He has not responded in over a week, pretty much. We spoke on February 5th. Maybe Pisco is just trying to get bigger. And I'm not big enough. Yeah. All right. Good night. Good night, guys. See you. I am concerned that my viewer base for my channel is not a real viewer base. I mean, the YouTube Shorts is cool, but I'm basically a TikTok channel. Cause no one watches my regular videos. So like, no one watches my regular videos. So. I know he's been busy. He's been on some big shows. He's doing the debates. He has other stuff going on. He's on Kyle Kulinski. He was on Live and Learn. I see the Twitter. I'll tell you what though, the left being how the left is makes me not want to do videos. I'm not gonna lie. It really is not very encouraging from a lot of people. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know Pisco's a good guy. I know Pisco's a good guy. Stop assuming that I'm being mean. I have shit going on too. Chill out. Take a deep breath. I like Pisco a lot. I need room too. I need space to breathe too. I need room to find messaging and make mistakes too. I don't need to be pointed out whenever I make a misstep. Yeah, I hate Pisco, yeah. I hate that Pisco's so cute, dude. Pisco's way too cute, bro. Way too cute, bro. Pisco's too cute. Why is Pisco so cute, bro? Why is he so cute? Why does he gotta look like that, bro? I hate Pisco because he's too dang cute, bro. You got them eyebrows. I've got eyebrows too, but my camera's tragic. I'm my sell price is probably like what's a good price to accept from a far right source to sell out? Like, be honest, if Kash Patel was at your door with a gun, do you continue speaking out against Trump, or do you just like say, okay, you win, GG's? That's crazy. They put out a thing for they put out an actual letter to Garcia about saying the thing about Musk. That's insane. I'll talk about that tomorrow. All right, goodbye for real. Thank you guys. Love you. Parasocialism, love, hearts, and love and kisses, hearts and kisses, love, kisses. Parasocialism. Thank you. Well, my I don't think my 8-minute videos are bad. I just don't have the viewer base for it. My viewer base is all people that watch TikToks, streams, and yeah, streams and TikToks. I have a TikTok channel, basically, that has YouTube videos on it sometimes. I'll figure something out once I have time to sit down and edit some stuff. I've barely been sleeping. I have not slept in like 2 weeks. I have not slept in 2 weeks, bro. I'm dying mentally. I'm going to die. But first, let's hit that drive. Bro, how'd I get a 500? Who did that? $883? $883? $869? What is this? 844. $869 again, bro. How do you get 900? $900! I got it, bro. Oh, God. I got 900, bro. I got 900. Embracing that streamer aesthetic? What streamer aesthetic? What do you mean? Embracing that streamer aesthetic? What do you mean, though? I'm confused. What streamer aesthetic? I don't know what you're referring to. In the life of thing? You mean like a live stream? Like a, I don't know. Explain. Explain further. Shut up, Jordan. LEDs gamer vibes? If I had an actual setup, I would play games while I stream. I'd be hitting sick Rocket League shots. I need money to get an apartment. Shut up, hair and goatee. That's crazy. No, I don't need gamer lights. My views are fine. My channel's growing really quick for... My channel's still growing really quick. I got 900, though. I got 900. My life is over. I don't need to do anything else. I already got 900. I'm a little bit early for that one. So that was early again. A little bit late. Hi, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara keeps me going, for real. I'm late on these. This is late. It's gonna be all lates. Guaranteed. Never mind. That sucked. Whoa. Chill. $500? What the hell? What the hell? I have to find new ways to do it. Pinky only. Pinky. My pinky has a rhythm. See, I knew my pinky had a rhythm, dude. Thank you, Barbara, for looking for my ads to watch. All right, have a good night. I said good night 20 minutes ago, but good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night. The point of the game is you have to follow the beat. It's like when the beat fades out, you have to keep the rhythm. Do 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 do. See, this was better than my other one. I fell apart in the final three though. All right, see you guys. He's edging us. Yeah.